Hey, it's the afternoon on Q101 Merritt's Music Mix. My name is Jesse Paculat. Better Know Ascent continues today. And today's guest, we have Brendan Schneider of your Merritt Centennials. Hey, man.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad.
So, let's get right into it, man. First impressions of Merritt. I understand you're a schmelt this year, a rookie on the Merritt Centennials, as Henry Cleghorn was telling us. I like to call him Foghorn Cleghorn, by the way.
Foghorn.
So feel free to use that. I don't know if you remember Looney Tunes, do you?
A little bit, not too much though.
Not Foghorn Leghorn, though?
No, don't remember that.
Well, feel free to call Henry Foghorn.
I will, for sure.
All right, so first impressions of our beautiful little city.
I'm definitely used to this. Where I come from is probably smaller than this.
And you were from?
I'm from Wellesley, Ontario.
Wellesley, Ontario, okay.
Yep.
I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, it's a really small town. There's really nothing there. 2 restaurants, maybe a convenience store, kind of. So not too much going on there.
So same, small town feel.
Yep, yeah.
And I guess Merritt sounds bigger if there's only 2 restaurants in Wellesley.
Yeah, Merritt's actually definitely bigger than Wellesley, so.
So it's like kind of the big city for you here.
I wouldn't say that, but it's not bad. I'm definitely liking it so far, and it's been great. Good guys, good fans.
Yeah, you've already been out in the community a couple of times. I know you did that ball hockey thing last week.
Yeah, we did ball hockey, and I've helped in school once, played volleyball with the kids, so I'm looking forward to doing more.
Yeah, it's pretty fun stuff, eh?
Yeah, it's great.
Just something to put a smile on the kid's face, And I guess it gets you out there, too. I mean, you're starting to get noticed a little bit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, start getting noticed, start meeting people, because I don't really know too many people besides the guys on the team, so it's great getting out there and meeting new people.
Right on. Good to hear. He's liking it. He's liking it so far. And speaking of the fans, I have to bring this up. This fella, he's a pretty important part to us, the fans. And I know he's an important part of the group as well. I know he's referred to sometimes as the 7th man, and that's the team fan captain, Jerry Dingleberry. I mean, what were your first impressions of that fella? I know he gets a lot of leeway, eh?
Yeah,
I know
he does.
I was told last year that sometimes even when Coach Joe is given his pregame speech, sometimes Jerry Dingleberry comes in and kind of interrupts him, but he just kind of lets him do his thing. Does that still continue this year?
Oh, yeah, that's definitely continuing. I remember second game of the year, he came in and he brought his air horn with him, and he was blowing the air horn. He was yelling and screaming. He was running around the room giving everyone high fives. I've never seen that before, and I'm surprised Joe let it happen, but it was pretty cool. Got the guys going.
Yeah, it's kind of like, and it's kind of a surprise when he comes in because you're not expecting it. You're like, whoa, who is this guy?
Yeah, that was what I thought. It was like, who let this guy in the rink? But yeah, he's a great guy and definitely fires up our team.
And fires us up, too, the fans. So, I follow him to heck and back, no doubt. Jerry Dingleberry, get more props from your Merritt Centennials this time from Brendan Schneider. You are a hockey player, Brendan.
Yep, I am a hockey player.
Let's ask you some hockey questions. What's your favorite team?
I don't really have a favorite team, but I like watching Maple Leafs. Got a lot of good young guys, and I usually watch them Saturday nights. Really exciting, so I'd say Toronto is...
Good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer. I'm a Leafs fan myself.
Oh, okay.
I grew up in Toronto as well, so not too far from you.
No.
And liking what I'm seeing this year, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite player?
Probably say it has to be McDavid now. Definitely the best guy in the league, I think. And it's just fun watching him every night, so fast. And
that's what I was going to say. I mean, his skill set is amazing. He's at that set of hands, but he can also stick handle while skating as fast. I mean, some guys skate really fast when they're skating for the puck. He can skate that fast when he has the puck on his stick. It's weird, man.
Yeah, it's definitely something that he was born with for sure, and it's electrifying to watch on the ice. So.
Yeah, pretty incredible to see, man.
Yeah.
So we'll chalk you up as a Leafs fan and a McDavid fan.
Sounds good.
Now, growing up as a hockey player, I'm sure you've seen some kind of weird stuff. Some hockey players tend to be kind of superstitious. Do you fall under that?
Not too superstitious, but I just try to stay in the same routine, have a nap before games, and eat. Usually go to Tim Hortons, get a coffee, and then just lots of stretching before the game, but nothing too crazy.
And have you seen anything amongst your contemporaries as far as a weird superstition goes?
I can't say I've seen anything too crazy. Maybe just getting dressed, maybe the right side of your body first, doing all that stuff up, then the left. But I can't remember anything too crazy that I've ever seen anyone do.
An example of this, like I know last year in the playoffs, when the Sens were in the playoffs, this was, well, more towards the end of the year. Nick Fidanza, he used to put a stick in the garbage before every game because that would ensure that he would score a garbage goal.
Yeah.
And oftentimes it actually worked. Have you ever seen anything similar to that?
I've seen that happen a couple times. Maybe if the team's struggling to score in between periods or something, someone will take all the sticks and dump them in the garbage. I think my team did that actually a year or two ago.
Okay, so they took all the sticks.
All the sticks on the rack and threw them in the garbage or threw them on the ground. But
and then as you enter for the next period, you just take it out of the garbage?
Yeah, we took them out of the garbage. I've seen people dip their sticks in the toilet before, but...
and what was that for? I mean, if you put it in the garbage for a garbage goal...
Yeah. I honestly don't really know. Maybe they were trying to do something like that, but not something I would recommend.
Right. This is a game that we used to play last year. Tic Tac Toe. Now, this is the scenario. Well, I brought up Tic Tac Toe last year because it was my way of asking marry, murder, or, intercourse.
Yep.
And by the way, for the kids out there, intercourse means like when you have two meals mixed into one.
Yeah.
Just so they have context.
To clarify that, yeah.
Just for the kids. Anyway, it's my way of asking that because you can't really ask that on the radio. So tic-tac-toe is my way of doing it. So you're the coach in this situation. You have Joe, you have Matt, and you have Brandon. Your three coaches. They're all on the forward line. And it's overtime, sudden death overtime. They get the goal. You guys score it. But how do you see it going down? And where is everybody playing? Is Joe center?
We'll put Joe center, Brandon on left, and Matt on right. I see it. Joe gets a puck. He's going to the red line, dumps it in. Brandon hard on the forecheck. Big hit. The puck's loose. Joe picks it up, pass right in front to Matt, and Matt goes top left.
Ooh, a good dump and chase play, eh?
Good dump and chase, yeah.
Okay.
Set the tone, and
yeah.
Big
So
goal.
Joe dumps it in. Brandon finishes his check, gets the puck back to Joe, over to Matt, and there's your hockey game.
There it is, yeah. 2 points.
And there's this week's version of Tic Tac Toe with Brendan Schneider. I was asking this last year. I forgot to ask this year, actually. Cheat meals, because you did mention your meal that you have before your game. But sometimes when you don't have a practice or anything, you can go out and you can cheat a little bit. What does Brendan Schneider like to eat when he can have a cheat meal? You a burger fella? You a pizza fella?
I'd say actually pizza. Pizza's a big one. Maybe sometimes coming home after a game. If we don't have a game the next day, we'll have pizza that night or something. So I'd say pizza, but definitely a burger guy too.
One of those two, yeah. Good answer, man. Nothing wrong. Oh, I mean, pizza's excellent.
Yeah, pizza's one of my favorite.
Okay, so this is something that kind of started last year towards the middle of the season. But it was when the Sens kind of took us into the dressing room and they shared with us, the fans, a term that you guys use amongst yourselves. Kind of give us some Sens lingo. Can you give us a word of the week that only the Sens use amongst themselves?
A big word right now in our room is probably exposed. And exposed is if, say you're in a game and you deke out someone and then go down and score, you expose that guy, or same thing in practice. You can expose guys down low in the corner, beating them out of the corner or something like that. So
okay, so if you beat someone to the puck or if you deke somebody out,
yeah,
they're exposed.
They're exposed.
For what they really are.
Yeah.
Not as good as a hockey player as you. All right, so word of the week this week from Brendan Schneider. Exposed. Remember that because it might get you tickets to the next game. This could be a question that we ask. Sometimes I like to ask questions about that to give out those tickets.
All right, yeah.
So, Brandon, tell us the story about how you first became a Merritt Centennial. What was that process like?
Actually, last year I signed with Alberni Valley near the end of my hockey season last year. And then I was down there for camp and stuff. Then probably 2 weeks later, the head coach got fired. And then the assistant coach that actually got me there, he left, and he's the assistant coach of Prince George now. And I guess when I signed with them or whatever, the papers didn't go through to the league. And then Joe noticed that, I guess, and he called me and was asking if I wanted to come here because I actually wasn't signed on their team. After a couple weeks, I finally decided to come here, not knowing what it was like or anything. Kind of just took a chance, and definitely glad of the decision that I made so far.
Yeah, that's all right then. So Joe kind of liked what he saw, and he noticed that you weren't signed, and then he just kind of said yank?
Yeah, basically. I didn't know what was really going on, but everything worked out. So
Yeah, well, it's pretty nice to know that you were sought after, eh?
yeah, it's definitely a good feeling. And
Well, we're happy to have you, man.
yeah, thank you.
And I'd like to tell you a joke, see if I can make you laugh. Now, since you're new this year, I can tell you a joke that I've told last year.
Yeah.
This was a joke that I told a couple of times last year. It went over well, for the most part. Listener, if you heard it, just wait. Maybe I'll tell it different this time. Frog walks into a bank to get a loan. Imagine that. So he walks up to the teller. She has a name tag on, as they do. You know what I mean at the bank there? They have those
Yep.
name tags?
Yeah.
Okay. So it says Whack. That's her name, Mrs. Whack. The frog noticed that. And he said, "Hello there, Mrs. Whack. I'd like to apply for a loan today, please." She says, I don't know. You're a frog. You know? What's your name? Kermit. No, wait now. You're not Kermit the Frog. And he says, no. I was named after him. My name's Kermit Jagger. My father's Mick Jagger. And my mother is a frog. He was married to a frog one time. It didn't make the tabloids or anything, but it happened. And I'm the offspring. I'm the result of that. And I'm older now, and I'd like a loan today, please, because I need my own lily pad. It's time for me to move on. So the teller says, well, you know, you talk the talk. I'll give that to you. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to treat you just like I treat everybody else. Okay? So now what you need is collateral. Do you have collateral? So the frog says, thank you, miss. That's all I want. I just want to be treated like everybody else. And yes, I do have collateral, he was proud to say. So he looks into his pocket, pulls out a tiny little shiny pink elephant. It was just a little shiny pink elephant, and handed it over to Mrs. Whack. Patty's her first name, by the way. And she's looking at it, and she says, I don't know. You know, I'm not sure. Looking at this, I'm not sure if it's worth something or if it's worth nothing. I got to go check with the manager. She goes to the back. Hey, Mr. Manager, got a curious situation here for you. Curious case. This frog comes in here, Kermit Jagger. He comes in for a loan, and he gives me this darn thing. I mean, what is this? You know, manager's looking at it, he's inspecting, like, oh, this is a knick-knack. Patty Whack, give the frog a loan. His old man's a rolling stone.
That was a good one.
Yeah, there we go. I'll chalk that up as a win.
That is a win, yeah. I've never heard that before.
Chalk that up as a win, because, you know, when the sense, if they don't give me anything, if they're deadpan, that's a loss. If they kind of chuckle, then I consider that an overtime loss. If I get what I got from you, that's a win.
Yeah, sounds good.
Brandon, it's been great getting to know you, buddy. Thanks for coming on Better Know a Cent.
Yeah, thank you for having me.